Hi, I'm Steve White. I am the chair of CAB1. I've been a chair in Coraggio for just over 3 years now. My background, I come from original part of my career, I was in investment banking, which is more complicated than it sounds, but the reality is it's concentrating on the external environment and how that impacts businesses and how you can tie that together and help businesses manage their different risks and of course opportunities. With regards to now, I am on a couple of boards. I do own a small business, I obviously do Coraggio, and I help other businesses in expanding and making sure they're delivering for their customers. The biggest issue at the moment, I think, is the external environment, and that's the environment which we need to start considering as we improve our businesses for going into 25 and 26. The biggest offering that I think that we have in CAB1 and for Coraggio broadly is it's a bunch of like-minded individuals who really know what they're talking about. And they can help you overcome those big challenges and those hurdles that you have in your business and push you through to the other side. So it's really lonely at the top. And if it's lonely at the top, you've got to work out who are the people you can trust and who are the people you can't. I think the biggest value that CAB1 offers is the fact that we've got incredibly highly talented and very smart people who not only can help others, but use the group activities and the group dynamics to help and build their own business and build their own business to scale and scale to either keep or sell. But it's that brilliant group of people which really make it sustainable over a long period of time. The critical issues externally now are twofold in my view. The first one is liquidity, and the whole market is talking about interest rates and what will happen with interest rates over the next 12 or 18 months. And while that is important, the most important thing is liquidity. Do businesses have their liquidity sources tied up for the next 12 or 18 months? I think it's reasonable to assume that with the geopolitical environment that we have, which is incredibly risky, if something does go wrong, if one of these risks does blow up, we need to really seriously consider about what that impact on us is going to be as small businesses. In the private business sector, liquidity is the most important thing. So if you've got funding sources which expire in the next 12 months, my view is that you need to consider how they might impact you if they get pulled, if there's something happens dramatically in the external environment. Some of the things you can consider are speaking to your current funder and expand and refinance now. You can look at other sources of funding, but if it's not, it has to be a critical project in the first quarter of the year to make sure if something does blow up, you are secure so that your business is ready for 2026. The second critical issue, I think, is the exchange rate. So we have a very low exchange rate historically right now at 62 cents against the US dollar. What we need to consider, and particularly importers and exporters, are the ones who are going to get significantly impacted. From an importer perspective, your import costs have just been driven up by 5, 6, 7%. So you need to think about how you're going to maintain your profit margins and keep driving those profit margins significantly during this period. On the other side, if you're an exporter, you're receiving more money for your goods. And if you're receiving more money for your goods, this is a time where you can think about what strategy you might put in place to make sure you're locking those extraordinary margins. There are ways to do it. You need to think about it how, speak to your advisor. Now, the last thing I need to talk about with the currency is the impact of that in interest rates. If the currency is lower, that means all of our import costs are higher. If our import costs are higher, that means there's going to be inflationary. So if there is more inflation because of the exchange rate, does that mean that we are going to get lower interest rates next year? Maybe not. Let's not put all our eggs in one basket.